Hi everybody, this is Teresa with Wreath Addiction RN, and I am going to do a tutorial today on how I make my wreath forms for different projects. I have 4 different formats that I use, or recipes, or layouts, whatever you want to call them, that I use, and we're going to go through those right now. So here's my Dollar Tree wreath frame. It's 14 inches. Let me zoom in. So you can see my frame. So we're going to put them over here. We're going to make a green one, a black one, a gold, and a red. So the first one is the one that I use the most, and it takes a total of 18 ties, 12 regular cut ones, and then 6 cut in half. So we're going to count out 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, because we're going to cut these in half. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these in half. I just fold them in half and cut them. I get my pipe cleaner, Chanel stems, whatever you want to call them, from Dollar Tree mostly, and I also order them from Sim's Pottery, and I get some of them from Michael's and Hobby Lobby as well. So the first thing we're going to do is there's going to be 6 on the inner. So you're going to have a big one here all the way around the inner. And I kind of like loop mine. There are times that I do put a piece of glue in here just because it has a tendency, even though you do it, I call it cattywampus, it has a tendency of sliding, and I really want my things to stay pretty close to where I put them, if at all possible. So these ones have a tendency of sliding over. So I'm going to do all the 6 inner ones first. I'm going to try and make this fast so that this tutorial is not really long. You can fast forward through the steps if you would like. But I make my own frames because I feel it's more cost effective. They're still nice and poofy and bold and big and beautiful, but they can fit into a smaller box, so shipping them is a little less expensive. The bigger the box, the deeper the box, the more money it costs you to ship. So I usually order my Dollar Tree frames from Dollar Tree and have them shipped to the store. They're case slot of 24, and I use several Dollar Tree things. So I use this, I use the Dollar Tree witch hats, and I use the Dollar Tree candy canes as well. So there's those, and then on the one that goes in is where you're going to put the small one. So the small one's going to go here. Now whenever I make my wreath, this gets a poof. I usually make mine with 12-inch poofs. Sorry, 10-inch poofs. I'm so sorry. 10-inch poofs. And this little one only gets a poof. It does not get a ribbon. I may put deco tubing in this little one if I want to add some more dimension, but I do not put a ribbon in. These, when I set my frame up this way, this gets 18 poofs at 10 inches, and it has 12 ties, ribbon ties. So that's, I always know whenever I'm going to make this, use this frame, that I'm going to cut 12 ribbon ties, and I usually cut my ties at 12 inches long. So there's that. Now we're going to take the other 6 and we're going to eyeball it. I don't measure, but I eyeball. We're going to go in between on this third rail right here. Third from the inner, second from the bottom. I'm going to eye it up to where it's in the center. I'm going to put some glue, and I'm going to just go this direction, and then I twist, and then I just let that sit. I will not use this wreath frame today. I like to make mine up, let them sit, cure, whatever you want to call it, so that the glue really adheres to the chenille stem and to the wreath frame. So like I said, I just eye it up, try and get it in the center as best I can, and I go through and do that. So let me finish this up really fast. It really does not take that long. You can do your frame and then, you know, use it right away. I just choose not to. I don't want glue to get on my mesh. So it's a personal preference. I have watched people make them and use them, and they've had no problems. So just like I said, a personal preference of mine. I am down in a basement, so it's not as warm down here, so it doesn't, things don't dry as quickly. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Wreath Addiction RN, and that way you'll get notices when I post a new video or whenever I go live on YouTube. So to recap, this has 18 total pieces. I will do 10-inch poofs in every piece, and only out of 12 of them will get ribbon ties. You can make your poofs bigger if you like. It's up to you. So this is the first one. Okay. So that's the one I use most of the time. So this one, let's do gold. So this one is one that I have used lately. Again, 14-inch frame. If I'm using some leftover mesh, I will use only 12 ties. So in this one, I will go against 2 loops. I don't know if you guys can see really well. I'm so sorry. There we go. I don't know if that helps you see a little bit better or not. So anyway, so I go in the first and second from the inside, and I don't use any glue whenever I'm doing this one. And I just pull it as tight as possible. But I do that on all 6 of the inside ones. Again, I just really make it taut, very tight, and then I twist. I don't let up on it. I hold it very, very tight when I'm turning it. So, but this one's only going to use 12 ties. On this one, I would make 12-inch poofs, and each poof would get a ribbon tail or 2. And I would probably do my ribbon tails either at 12 or 14 inches. It just depends on what you want to do. So because it is a little bit further, but again, you're only using 12 ties, so you're going to use a little bit less versus 18 ties at 10-inch poofs, 12 ties at 12-inch poofs. So you might be able to use, I am able to use my leftover mesh for that. So basically then I go around here and I go to the center, and this one will probably be moved a little bit. And you could do it vice versa. I have done it both directions, where it really doesn't matter. It's going to have you at the same amount of coverage, just however you want to set it up. You could put your bottom ones on here and then put your top ones on here, however you want to do it. Doesn't matter. I've done it both ways. and it really does not make a difference in how your wreath looks. So this method can also be used for the pancake wreath as well. And that's how I do this one. So the pancake wreath is using 20-inch ruffles and putting them on. And on the pancake wreath, you can also do, let me show you one other one real quick with this, pretty much like the same method. So we're just going to need 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Alright, so you can also just put your tie around the bottom. So this one, basically, if you were going to do the pancake wreath, this would be the best one to use, because your center, you're usually, when you use the pancake method, I might need to glue that one because it's not going to stay. When you do the pancake method, the sign that you use is usually bigger, flatter, and it's going to cover up the center of your wreath. The pancake method was devised by Melly Mel, and for those people like me who live in an area where you have a storm door that covers up your front door and your big poofy wreaths get smashed. So I'm gonna have to clean my mat. I don't recommend really doing this on your mat. I usually have a piece of cardboard down, but I forgot. So again, 12, you're going to cut, for the pancake wreath, you're going to cut this at 20 inches, 10-inch mesh, 20 inches, and put one ruffle in each tie along with a ribbon, and you'll do the bottom first, and then you'll do all of the top. And the bottom first meaning the bottom of, with the ruffle and with the ribbon all at the same time. I am going to be making a tutorial on that as well. Again, it's not my original idea, and all of these, my wreath frames are sometimes set up just a little bit different, but for the most part I've watched someone somewhere do those. In fact, the green one is from Busy Bees Custom Creations. I learned that from Brenda from Wreath by Busy Bees Custom Creations. So I learned that one from her. I use that quite a bit, like I said. And then, but I've also adapted some other methods on my own just to see how the coverage works. So if you don't like it whenever you do it, just take it apart, you know. It doesn't have to be, if you don't like it, trial and error. Everybody has their own preference on what they like. Now you can do this. I do mine on the outside. Some people do it on this one as well for the pancake wreath. It doesn't really matter, but I like the I don't like them to be right on top of each other with the pancake style, so this is the way I do mine for this one. So sometimes it depends on what I already have made up, so it doesn't really matter. again, personal preference. It's not that I don't like them the other way. Sometimes some of the mesh is a little bit thicker and covers better, so you can spread it out a little bit more. Depends on what mesh you're using. Always depends on your mesh, doesn't it? And what you're going to put in your wreath. I have only made probably, I don't even think I probably made only three or four wreaths with a prepaid or pre-made wreath form. So the next one I'm going to show you is definitely one that I don't use very often, but I'm going to show you because a lot of people do train how to do this as well, and or teach you how to do that, and I just wanted you to know. So if you wanted to know how to do that. So basically this one is that you go through the two bottom, or you can, you know, it doesn't really matter how you set it up on a frame. If you want to go through two or one, it's totally up to you. I've seen people do it both ways. So, and then you take it and you use this as your measuring. So then you take the next one. I've tried this way before. I don't really like this way. I don't normally use them, but some people may have a good, be able to do that. Because, well, just like that. I tried to get my stuff even, and it's not always even. So then, you know, so then it's sometimes it's an uneven number of ties. That's what I was trying to say. So basically you just take it and you go and you measure around. And then you put the next one where this one ends. I have not had good luck with this method. A lot of people use it, so I wanted to show you how people do it. This is kind of the, pretty much if you get a pre-made form, that's really, if you lay the ties down, that's what it looks like. They just meet and then they put a tie. They meet and put a tie. So that's what people do. So right now we're already at what? 1, 2, 3, 4 ties. So some people say put 9 on the bottom, 8 on the top. Some people, or 10 on the bottom, 9 on the top, 8 on the top. There's just really different. So, but this is, you kind of get the general idea. So if somebody's using a bigger frame, that's what you do. Walmart carries 18-inch frames and smaller. I get some Dollar Tree or Dollar General frames that are 12-inch. I guess I must have left my phone upstairs. So basically, this is what you do. And you do the same around the top. Excuse me. So as you can see, this is why I don't like it. Because technically, I guess that did work. That worked for once. Because I'm showing you, isn't that good? Alright, so let's start up here and we'll just see how this goes real quick. And this will be the last one that I show you. So I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I will respond to your comments, to your questions. Excuse me, I'm so sorry.